Play sand. How dirty is it? Hi everybody and welcome back. Just wanted to make a quick video on what we use for substrate, which is play sand. We're not the first people to use it, obviously, but there's a lot of differing opinions about it out there. Some people have just a horrible time using it, claiming that it makes everything murky and muddy and dirty, and you have to rinse it and rinse it and rinse it, and you still don't have the clarity that you want. Others say that there's better options out there like pool filter sand and whatnot. I want to show and share with you guys the reasons why we like to use play sand, and also how I set up a small tank with it and have instant clear water right away. One of the main reasons that we like using play sand is that it has a natural look. A lot of other sands out there are pretty much one size for the grains, and this play sand that we use, it has many different size grains, from small little pebbles that almost look like gravel to the very fine grains of sand. And all in all, when it's used, it really does give it a more natural look, and we prefer that over the use of pool sand and things such as that have more of a uniform grains size throughout the entire amount of sand. But to each their own. We like to use North Rock. We're not paid by them. This is just something at our local hardware store. Oh gosh, I'd say it's $5 or $6 a bag, and this is about 40 pounds. They say half a cubic foot. North Rock is probably meant for a little kid's place, like sandboxes. If the water is not added to the tank in the correct fashion, it can be kind of dirty, but we've never had to rinse it. In fact, rinsing it, I found out we lose a lot of the smaller grains, which is, might as well just have gravel then. This is a 5-gallon tank that I just got done redoing. It was bare bottom before. I wanted to set it up for a shrimp tank, so I've got some lava rocks in there. I just filled it up. As you can see, it's completely crystal clear, and it was from the get-go. There's another 5-gallon tank next to it. I'm gonna go ahead and clear out these plants, get the water sucked out of there, and show you guys our technique. So let's get to it. So I might speed this along and make it, high speed later on in editing. I don't know. Right now I just gotta move these plants out of here so I can suck all the water out. I do plan on planting this other one a little better. Maybe I'll just have floating plants in there. Ooh, is that substrate in here? There's a bit of it. Oh my God. We don't have a whole lot of it, so I like to hold on to it best I can. What you're seeing mostly is pogo stem, and there's some swaswatang in there. Here's a piece right here. Yay! Katie's gonna be so happy to know we have a bunch. Ooh, there's a piece. So I'm not gonna video me sucking all that stuff out of there, so I'll be back once this is ready to have the sand poured in. All right, got all the water out of there, most of the plants. So what I got left of the sand is from one bag. And this will be a good demo because usually you get down to the end of the bag and it's mostly dust, very fine stuff. So if it's gonna make a mess, it should definitely do it with the end of the bag. So we'll just go ahead and pour that in there, huh? I might need more than this, I don't know, we'll see. Get your handy dandy tool and spread it out. Try not to knock over the camera at the same time. That's not bad. This should probably do just fine. Probably don't need much more than that. Since I'm making this into a shrimp tank, I need a rock pile. Where did my rocks go? Oh, over there. I'm going to use lava rock. I need a rock pile for the shrimps to make their babies in, because they like it a lot. I don't think there's a real science to this. Just grab some rocks and make a pile. These tanks are going to be pretty much identical. 5 or 5.5 gallon, I don't remember which. Got the idea of using lava rocks instead of smooth stones from Shelby from the Garden of Eder channel. Big time shrimp breeders. Crazy amount of tanks in their house. And they have great success, so I'll take their advice anytime. Anyways, there's the rock pile, just fine. Now the secret to doing this, filling it up with water, is how you fill it up. You don't want to fill it up fast, and you definitely don't want the water to splash around on top of the sand. So I've come up With our method, you can basically use anything that will be sunk in the water. It's got to stay on the sand. Two key things: you want slow and you want it to not stir up the sand. So this is what I do. We've got a whole box of these. They're just tiles, probably for your bathroom, but they don't float. They're smooth, plain tiles. I'm going to place them along the bottom right corner. Try not to break stuff while I do that. Mr. Shaky Shakerson. Put one in the back. Just like that. Now the water should hit that instead of the sand. Let's see if we can fill it up and not have any cloudiness happen. So what I have here is just a 5-gallon pail of water with one of these portable pumps. So just a regular electric pump. I'm going to try to divert the water to come out straight onto this middle tile here. One thing I've noticed with this sand is sometimes you get a little bit that'll float along the surface. I don't know if you can tell on camera, but I can tell right away now that the water is not cloudy at all. So the tile is essentially protecting the sand underneath of it from getting stirred up. And as you can see, crystal clear. After you're done, obviously you want to take these out. Doing this with my left hand. You want to be as careful as you can not to stir up the sand on this step, which is a lot easier to do when you don't shake like I do. And there you have it. Crystal clear water. Didn't have to rinse it. It's not a specialty pool sand or a substrate you buy from the store. It is plain everyday play sand that you get from any hardware store. We live in a small town, so we probably pay a little more than normal, but I think it was, like I said before, I think about $5 a bag. The look of it, at least in our mind, is wonderful. Very, very natural looking. Does the job quite well. So let me know what you think in the comments below about using play sand, what your favorite substrate is, the problems you have with yours, and maybe it's a brand thing, who knows, but it's certainly not a fancy brand of sand. I really do think it's all about how you put the water in there and making sure it doesn't get stirred up. Thank you guys for watching. Consider subscribing if you haven't already, and we'll see you in the next one. Oh, that doesn't stop the camera. This does.